Oh no, before we back, I know maybe DMs and stuff. Before we doing DMs and stuff, I'm saying, you know, Tina, because of Kasana, I'm a consultant. A Kobana, my Akajero say. Oh, good. So let's try another one. Find the maximum value of the function. Let me see if you can do this. Find the maximum value of a function. Find the maximum value of the function f of x, or the function f of x. Find the maximum value of the function f of x. F of x is equal to 1. Find the maximum value of the function f of x is equal to 1 plus x minus 2x squared. And the value of x at which it occurs, and the value of x at which it occurs, and the value of x at which it occurs. So do this and let me see if you understand. I'm going to do it, but try hands on it. Let me see if you understand. I don't like wasting. I don't want to know not sure and what I mean mind. Check. Watching our command. I'm going to name him. This is people I check or call. And I'm more. Chicken in Chinamabon. What's what you're raw? If you create me, if you create me, what's the point I'm making? Now, what's the who's got the cat over the Muslim? I thought you have a powerful, and they do him the amount. I don't know what it is. I'm all laptop. How is it? Yes, university laptop. My husband. Well, I don't know. I was only coming in. Ruben, have you been able to do it?
So on it.
Oh, you sure try hands more. I'll take you through again. Don't worry. Try hands on it. The Philip then he involved the family of chemical. So that's what we do that. That's not for. Brilliant. You brought me that. I'm fair guy. Come. You don't me. You don't pick me. Yes, they have. I don't see it. Phillips are the color in line on the game. I don't. So let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is you realize that this one they just changed the arrangement. So let's arrange it to look like ax squared plus bx plus c. So let's arrange it to look like that. So we're arranging this one. We can arrange it. That will make our work very simple. Is equal to so ax squared. So that's x squared will come forward. So that will be negative 2x plus x plus 1. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing we are going to do is we are going to make sure that the coefficient of this is only 1. And here they gave us -2, so we are going to factorize the -2 out. Now, when we factorize the -2 out, we are going to get f of x is equal to -2 into bracket. When we factorize this out, we are going to get s squared plus, there will be minus, sorry, minus 1 all over 2x. That will be, this will be minus 1 all over 2. When we factorize -2 out, please, do you get it? So when we, it's expected that when we multiply this throughout the bracket, we are supposed to get this one back. That's what it means. So that is it. Please, do you get it to this point? Michelle, do you get it to this point? So that's the first step we studied. Do you get it to this point?
Okay.
Michelle, please, I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Good. I know Ruben gets it. So that is it. Then I said the next step is we are going to divide the coefficient of x by what? 2. And we square the results. And so dividing the coefficient of this by 2 is going to give us -1 all over 4. It's going to give us -1 all over 4. And we are going to square it. So we are going to get something like this. Now, after getting something like this, the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to add and subtract. We are going to add and subtract this. So adding and subtracting is we are going to get f of x is equal to -2 s squared minus half x minus half x plus into bracket -1 all over 4, -1 all over 4 minus into bracket, we are adding and subtracting -1 all over 4, -1 all over 4 squared plus 1 all squared. So I'm going to get something like this. Please, do you get it to this point?
I said no, I told the one it to be 1 all over -2.
1 all over -2. Oh, sorry. So
yes,
that'll
sir.
be, sorry. That is it. Oh. So, so that'll be -1 all over 2. Good. -1 all over 2. So you all get it to this point. Michelle, please do get it to this point. Michelle.
No, sir.
Play, which part don't you get? So after dividing, the next step is, after dividing this by -2, we are going to get -1 all over 4. Then we are going to square it. After squaring it, what we are going to do is we are going to add and subtract this. So what we did is we just added this. You see, we've added it, plus into bracket this, and minus into bracket this, -1 all over 2. We just bring it in the middle. We're going to add this. You add this and subtract. Please do get it. And this was gotten from this coefficient. When I was teaching, I was giving you the steps. I said the first step is that we are going to make sure that this x squared, the coefficient of this x squared is 1. And so since the coefficient of x squared is -2 here, what we are going to factorize it out. So we are going to get the coefficient to be 1. So after factorizing, when we are factorizing this out, it will affect the whole of this. So this is exactly what we did. Then we said that the next step we are going to do is we are going to divide the coefficient of the x, not x squared, the x by 2. Then after dividing by 2, the result we are going to get, we are going to square it by 2, or we are going to square it, sorry. So you realize that we divided the coefficient of x. When we look at this is the x, this x, the coefficient of x is negative 1 all over 2. So we divided the negative 1 all over 2 by 2, which gave us negative 1 all over 4. Now after that, then we squared it. So that is what we have here. Then we said the next step will be to add and subtract. So we are going to add this, then we are going to subtract it. So we realize that we've added plus, after writing this, we added plus this minus this. And I told that in mathematics at your level, maybe you might not understand this, but at the university, for the purpose of maths, we sometimes may have to add a 0. When we say a 0, you realize that when we expand this and we expand this, when we do it, we are going to get 0. This minus this is 0. But for the purpose of the calculation, we are going to do it. But we are not going to just write 0 there. We are just adding it for the purpose of the calculation. So that's it. We are going to add and subtract. So this is what we have. Please do get it to that point.
Yes, sir.
Good. Then the next step we are going to do is, now we are here. Then I said that, look at this. We can just see that the whole of this can stand for x minus 1 all over 4, all squared. All squared. Now when we expand this, we are going to get x squared minus 1 all over 2x plus into bracket 1 all over 4 squared. When we expand this, this is what we are going to get. This is what we are going to get. So check. So that's it. So into bracket, this will be negative 2. The whole of this will give you this. When we expand it, we are going to get this. So minus, when we expand this, what are you going to get? This we are going to get 1 all over, what do you call it? 16. 1 all over 16 minus half. Ruben, am I correct? Oh,
Yes, sir.
good. So then we are going to get here. So here will be negative 2. We are continuing. Negative 2 into bracket. We add x minus 1 all over 4 minus 1 all over 4 squared minus, let's add the 2 of them. Minus 1 all over 60 minus half will give us what? Minus 1 all over 60 minus half will give us what, please? That will give us minus 9 over 16. You can do the mathematics. So that will give us minus 9 all over 16. Please, that's this. This is when you do it. Minus 1 all over 16 minus 1 over 12. What are you getting? Minus 9 all over 16. Now, when we get to this point, then now the negative 2 can now multiply through. So here we are going to get
1 all.
He said 1 all over negative 16 minus 1 all over 12. What are you going to get?
1 all. So
1 all over
2.
1 all over 2. Do your mathematics again. Negative 1 all over 60 minus half. Do your mathematics again. Negative 1 all over 16 minus 1 all over 12. Do your mathematics again. Minus 1 all over 2. Do your mathematics again. You're going to get negative 9 all over 16. Now, when you get here, don't forget that when you find LCM, this will be 16. 2 going to eat 8. So 8 minus this one will come here. That's how come 1 minus 1 minus 9 will give us minus 9 all over 16. Check. Do your mathematics again. So
All of 16 minus 1 all over 12. And the
it's not 12.
answer I have here
It's
is
not.
negative 1 all over 48.
It's not 12. It's 1 all over 2. You just prompted me that here is 1 all over 2. So it's negative 1 all over 16 minus 1 all over 2, not 12. You get it?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Bishop, please do you get it to that point?
Well, when I was saying it, I was saying
Yes, sir.
Good. If you don't get it, you tell me. So when we get here, we are almost at the concluding stage. So -2 will multiply to negative. We factorize it out, so it will affect the whole of. We are going to get -2 minus 1/4 all squared. When you multiply it by this, it will the -2 will divide the 16. So we are going to get -9/8. -9/8. That's what we are going to get. Now when we get here, you bear with me that -9/8. Sorry, this will be plus. This is negative. So when it is multiplying, it will be this sign will change to plus. It will multiply the this thing. The negative will multiply the negative. That will give us a positive. Then that will be 9. The 2 divided the 16, so that will be 9/8. And so in this case, let's find the x value. With the x value, we are going to equate the whole of this to 0. So that will be x minus 1/4 will be equal to 0. The one in the bracket, you always equate it to 0 to get its corresponding x, the x value. So x will be equal to 1/4. So the x value and the x will be 1/4. And now your maximum value will be, what do you call it? Your maximum value will be equal to 9/8. So always I told you that the maximum or the minimum value will be this last number, 9/8. Then the x, you equate it to 0, you are going to get, so you are going to get x to be 1/8, 9/8. So the maximum value of the function f of x will be 9/8. And in your case, when x is equal to 1/4, do you get it? So you realize that the x value is positive and the y value is also positive. So when you're plotting the graph, it will be in the distance. It will be in the positive quadrant. So you are going to get the curve being around somewhere here, because here x is positive, y is also positive. So you can see that. So the point here, this will be, so the point here will be 1/4 and 9/8. That is it. So that will be your turning point. Do you get it? What the distance turns, the curve turns, that will be your 9/8. And it occurs when x is equal to 1/4. Michelle, please do you get it? Michelle, please do you get it?
value because 1/4.
Ruben, I'm not getting anything you're saying. So please, your distance is not coming. So talk. Repeat yourself.
So please, I'm trying to say is that then it means that these values are minimum values. That means that this one is a minimum value, but in the question you say it's a maximum value.
There's a maximum. What shows there's a minimum value? There are maximum values. There's a maximum value. The value where there's a maximum, the minimum was supposed to be. If it's minimum, then you are talking about the negatives. There's maximum. Do you get it? And don't forget that when I was giving the theory, I told you that normally when the coefficient of the x squared is positive, then that means you are going to get a minimum value. However, when it is negative, you are going to get what? A maximum value. So realize that the coefficient of this x squared is negative. That means when we are to compare this to the ax squared plus bx plus c, this will be the a, and this a is less than 0. So when it is less than 0, you are going to get a maximum value. When a is greater than 0, you are going to get a minimum value. You remember I said that? Please, did you get what I was saying? Did you get what I was saying? Oh, yeah.
No.
You didn't. I said, so you have ax squared. That's a function, a quadratic function. A typical quadratic function should look like this. Ax plus c. And I said that right away, before you even solve the function to determine the maximum or the minimum value, the theory I gave you stated that when a is greater than 0, and that means you are going to get a minimum value. You're going to get a minimum value. In that case, after solving, you realize that your C will be negative. So you're going to get a minimum value. Now, when A is less than 0, you are going to get a maximum value. Also, we are going to get a maximum value. A maximum value. You are going to get a minimum value. Now you realize that the first one we gave you, I gave you 3x plus something. The coefficient of the x squared, 3x squared. The coefficient of the x squared was 3, and 3 is positive. And so it is greater than 0. So as a result, you realize that we found a minimum value, not a maximum value. Now, in the second question, or in the subsequent question, you realize that it was negative 2x squared. So here the A was negative 2, and the negative 2 is lesser than 0, or is less than 0. So as a result, we're asked to find for the maximum value. And we had the maximum value to be equal to positive, or to be positive. Do you get it now?
Yes,
good.
sir.
Michelle, please, do you also get it?
Yes, sir.
So the theory is just to guide you. So the theory I gave you and the intro was just to guide you. So it means that immediately they give you the function without even telling you to find for the maximum value or the minimum value, or they just say find the turning points, hence find the minimum and maximum value. Just looking at the what they call it, the equation should be able to tell you that, oh, okay, this should be a minimum value, this should be a maximum value. So as a result, you have an idea of what you are going to find. And so if you find it and the answer turns out to be different, you just understand, oh, okay, Charlie, maybe I might have done something wrong there. You realize that when I was doing it, when I got to the last point, I just said, okay, this one will multiply this, so here will be positive, because I knew definitely that the answer should be a positive answer. So right away, I was just able to cross-check and know that, oh, okay, I didn't multiply it by the negative. And I came back because I understand the theory. Now, if you don't understand the theory, you just do it and you go and you get wrong. Please, you get it, what I'm trying to say? Hello. 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 Hello.
I'm saying, but I understand. That's
Okay.
why I don't understand.
Michelle, please, do you also get it? Michelle, please, do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Good. There's the past question. So let's do a past question. Express y is equal to 5 minus 2x minus 4x squared x squared in the form express it in the form y is equal to a minus b into bracket x plus c squared, x plus c squared. Sorry, x plus into bracket or c. Express y is equal to 5 minus 2x minus 4x squared in the form y is equal to a minus b into bracket x plus c squared, where a and b are constant. Hence, state the maximum value of the function. Do this one. Let me see if you can do it. Hence, find the maximum value of the function. You first express this one in this form, and when you finish, you are going to find the maximum value of the function. Do this one. Let me see if you understand. My battery is almost down, running out, but let's try and finish this one. And we are done with the first part of quadratics, that is find the minimum and the maximum value. The next time we are going to do is solving a quadratic equation and doing a quadratic graph. Then at least we can use 2 or 3 weeks to finish a quadratic equation, quadratics. Then we can do polynomials and the rest. So let's do this one. Let's have a typical past question, 1993, I guess. Yes.
So please repeat the question.
Express y is equal to 5 minus 2x minus 4x squared in the form y is equal to a minus b into brackets x plus c brackets close raised to power 2, where a, b, and c are constant. Hence, state the maximum value of the function. State the maximum value of this function. F of x is equal to 5 minus 2x minus 4x squared. 1993. I want to state the maximum value. The maximum value is that's the same as the turning point. The minimum value is the same as the turning point in this case. Misha, are you done?
No, sir.
Okay. Ruben, are you done?
So almost.
Good.
Please, why?
Now what do you get? Y is equal to continue. I take here fucking. Yeah. Ruben, I didn't hear anything, so unless you repeat yourself. Ruben, what do you get? Hey, Ruben, talk to me. I'm listening.
Say I had x to be 2. Say I had x to be 1 over 4 and y to be 21 all over 4.
Good. So your maximum value is 21 all over 4, the y value. And were you able to express the equation in the form of this?
So some come.
Okay, Michelle, what do you get? Did you get the same? Michelle, did you get the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Did you get the same answer?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So you realize that since you had the same answer, you realize that this one they just turned it. They just turn it. So when you have to write this one again, you are going to get something like minus b. I'm coming. So you had your x to be. You said your x to be minus 1 over 4. Oh, minus 1 over 4. And your y to be equal to 21 all over 4. So it follows that y is equal to 21 all over 4. 21 all over 4 minus 4 into brackets. This is what when you're doing a calculation, this is what you had in the bracket. You just tend it, so that is it. So you just arrange it to look like this. Minus plus 1 all over 4 all squared. Here's what you had. You realize that when you arrange this, it looks exactly like this. Where the a is here, now the b comes here, then this x, then you see 1 over 4 and all squared. Have you seen it? Have you seen it, please? Yeah, Ruben, Ruben, talk. Ruben, talk
So
to me.
please, I don't understand.
The question says express this in a form of this. So after
I
doing
don't
your
understand.
what do you call it? I'm coming. After doing, you solved it. You just solved it. So y is equal to be on a safer side, you just what do you call it? Rearrange this. That'll give you minus 4 x squared. Minus 4 x squared minus 23 minus 2x plus 5. That's what you had, eh? After rearranging, this is what you had. Oh, I'm lying. I mean,
Yes, sir.
yes. And after doing your mathematics, you are going to get something like minus 4 into bracket s plus 1 all over 4 plus 1 all over 4 over the power 2
X 1 all over 4.
x plus 1 all over 4 plus
Say
21
x minus 1
x
over 4.
it's x minus instead. Check your distance 1 all over 4.
So I helped because I said x is 1 all over 4. So definitely when it crosses comes to the other side, it will be x minus 1 all over 4.
Okay, but check. Don't you also think that the answer was supposed to be x? Is x will be equal to 1 all over minus negative 1 all over 4, and when it crosses, it becomes 1 all over 4. Check. Check your mathematics. Check your mathematics again. That is it. Don't forget. Listen. See. When you divide here, when you divide the whole of this by 4, when you factorize negative 4 out, okay, this will be positive. Okay. So let's say you are going to get something like this. Let's do it again. So negative 4, we have less than, so negative 4 into bracket, this will be x squared. I just want to see what you had. X squared minus 4 divided by 2 give us what? 1 all over 2. That's 1 all over 2x. This will be plus, I guess. Yeah, minus. Then. Maybe me try them. Maybe is here. Minus. So that was minus 5 all over 4. That's all you had,
Yes, sir.
And after expanding, after dividing this by 2 and raising it up to 2 and so on and so forth, you are going to get, when you expand this, don't forget that this minus will come and affect it. So here will always be plus. Here will always be plus. Because when you multiply this through, you are going to get the same answer. So this is supposed to be plus. So check your destiny answer well. So here will be plus, and that will affect this. So you, after getting something like this, the question says that put it so that it will look like something like this. So the only thing is you just do rearrangement. You just bring this. You realize that this, in this case, when you're looking at this, the whole of this looks like this. The whole of this looks like this. And this one will look like this. So the only thing, you just have to shift it. So you just rearrange it. My addition is commutative. So you just bring this one here, so that you arrange it to suit or to look like this. You realize that already from the onset, they tend it. So we had something like this. So you realize that, look at this. So after getting here, you just rearrange it so that it will look like this one. Do you get it now? You look at the whole of this.
Yes,
looks like this. Then this will look like this. So you just have to rearrange it. That's what the question was saying. Then when you continue, you can say that, okay, 21 is your so and so, your turning point, and at x, when x is equal to minus 1 over 4. That is it. Well, we have less than 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
The class will end right now. So write it. Michelle, I hope you also understand.